So that's another thing, and one of the reasons that owning investment properties is such a big part of wealth building has to do with the fact that not only are you paying off that mortgage that you have, and not you paying it off, those guests, those tenants are really paying off your mortgage for you, but it's the fact that you get the appreciation in the property.
Yeah, I mean, the equity being built comes obviously from both of those things. And I think sometimes, especially our generation, you know, and even those a little bit older than us, they got in, you know, they saw that whole 2007 to 2009 bubble bursting. And I think a lot of people got scared. But at the end of the day, it's one of those things that as long as you're not putting yourself in a position to where you're going to have to sell one of these properties, right? You're not over leveraging. I mean, markets are cyclical. They're going to come up, they're going to go down. And, you know, really from what we've seen, I mean, the biggest thing is you just got to play, right? It goes back to that, you know, you don't want to make bad investments, but even worse, you don't want to not make any investments. That's the worst possible thing you can do. And I mean, we would literally be, you know, over $1 million in equity less if we hadn't just pulled triggers and made those investments. Now, that's not to say it'll never go down and you'll never make an investment where you end up seeing the prices fall, but as long as you're going to maintain that position that you're not going to have to sell the home at some bottom of the market, then, you know, over time you're going to win that bet, right?
And so one thing that we get asked a lot is, so what do you guys own? How do you do it? Our friends want to know, what is our investment strategy? And so we thought we'd share that with you today. Currently at this time, we have the 5-bedroom, 3-bath property that I touched base on just a little bit ago that we operate as an Airbnb property, and we have that managed by a professional property manager. We have a condo over at the Optima Camelview that we rent out as a long-term furnished rental, and we personally manage that one ourselves. And then we own the office space, so we have the commercial space that we rent out as well. And then our own personal property, as well as we've helped my parents actually now purchase a long-term unfurnished property here in Scottsdale that we have professionally managed by an outside company as well for them. So when we tell people this, right, we're not saying it's great to invest in properties and not doing it. We believe in it so much that every year it's our goal to purchase another piece of actual property to add to our portfolio. But people always wonder, you guys are realtors. Why are you paying anyone to manage any of these properties? Why not just do it yourself? You can do it. You're a licensed realtor. And they're right, we could do it. It is something that we're licensed to do. We know how to do. We do on some of our properties, not others. But we're very strategic about it and making that decision of when does it make sense to do a property management company versus when doesn't it? So our larger house, Geoff, if you want to kind of talk a little bit about what made us decide that we no longer wanted to manage the short-term rental and we thought it made sense to hire an outside company to help us with that.
Yeah, there's certainly things, right? Anytime you have a short-term rental Airbnb type house is a business, right? And any business, obviously, there's some work that goes into it. Once I guess there's really three parts to it, right? There's getting the house up and running. That's, a thing, but it's
step one.
It's step one, but it's, a short term, it's done. And then for the most part, you're good. There's the managing of the bookings, right? So that's on Airbnb and VRBO, right? Actually going in and setting prices and modifying those prices. And then the third piece is, actual guest management, making sure that the home gets cleaned, that sort of stuff. Generally, all of these things are very doable, right? Like there's none of this that you can't do yourself. It's just how much, you want to be on call to do it. One of the things that we found with the property manager is there's really two sides of the expense to them. There's obviously the fact that you're paying the money. Generally that's anywhere from 20 to 30%, at least in this market right here in the Arizona, Phoenix, Scottsdale metro. But there is another piece of it, which I'm sure that our property manager wouldn't love me talking about. But I think this is going to be true with all property managers, and that's they are going to get you less revenue. No one is going to be as motivated to get the absolute top dollar for each night that you rent that place as you're going to be. So that's definitely something to think about. We have started seeing around here some property management companies offering to actually not do the booking side and instead to partner with you just to handle guest interactions and actually manage the cleaning piece. So that is another option.
And I think that's a big portion when you talk about the guest management, at least for me, when we were making that decision. I knew that we would be able to keep the property booked, and I knew we were going to make a little bit more. But at the end of the day, time is money, and work-life balance, all that comes into play. And what we saw when we were managing our Airbnbs in the past is you really have to be on call 24/7 if you have a guest.
You do.
People that are booking to stay at your property as a short-term rental, they want to have that same experience as if they're in a resort or a hotel. If they want to watch Downton Abbey, and I bring this up because we actually experienced it when we were managing, they want to see that season finale of Downton Abbey. They don't know your TV stations. You get a phone call in a panic. The show starts in 30 minutes. What channel is it? I can't figure out the remote. Can you quick come over? I need you to help me with the input button. I can't figure it out and I need to see this show. And whether or not they see that show is going to make a difference. Do you get a 4-star or do you get a 5-star? And as we all know, those ratings truly matter.
They absolutely matter.
There we are, saying, okay, we'll be right over. I can be there in 10 minutes. I live down the street. I'll help you get your TV show going.